It was about time that Apple realized we produced duplicate photos. And finally, they have with their duplicate photo finder in Apple Photos to help us get rid of them. I know, they're helping us get rid of photos, which is a bit of a shock as I'm sure they want us to keep them and keep paying to store them. But crazy things do happen. However, is it any good? We all create duplicate photos, but how to get rid of them is the biggest challenge. You could invest in a separate program like Photo Sweeper or Gemini 2, but you now don't need to invest with the Apple Photos duplicate finder in your Apple Photos account. But how does it work? Is it any good? And should you trust it? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the lowdown on the Apple Photos duplicate finder. How it works on the Mac. On the Mac in Photos, go to the folder that says Duplicates. You can do it one by one for yourself, or you can just select them all with Command and A, and then go to Merge Files in the top right. Then you get two options, merge a number of exact copies, so these are proper exacts, or the other selection is similar photos. I will talk through what that means in a minute. How it works on the iPhone. On the iPhone, go to your photos and then click on albums at the bottom. Then you need to scroll down a little bit and you will find the duplicates under the utility section. Then tap select in the top right and then select all on the top left, or you can pick your own. And then you get a pop-up at the bottom with a number saying exact duplicates and then another selection option of similar photos like on the Mac. You just select the option you want and you're done. How does it decide what is a duplicate? So this is the important part. What exactly does Apple Duplicate Finder consider a duplicate? Well, it uses machine learning to match images that it thinks are duplicates, so it has to review all your photos. If you've only just updated your computer and don't see a duplicate album, then you may need to wait longer for the Finder to review your whole library. But when it comes to what to keep, it will keep the higher resolution and more metadata version. Metadata is all that lovely information in the back of your photos, like locations, keywords, all that lovely stuff. If you want to see that data when you're reviewing your photos, on the Mac to see the information, you just need to select an image and then go to the I button at the top, and then you can select images in turn to view their characteristics in the info pop-up. On the iPhone, you just need to tap an image and then click on the info button at the bottom to see the metadata and information that comes with it. You can then swipe left and right to compare the image and metadata among your suspected duplicates. So if you have an image with low resolution and no metadata, it will put that image against an image that has all the data and a high resolution. The more detailed version will be kept, but it might be a little bit more subtle, like one has a location and one doesn't. Also, burst images, for example, it will think are duplicates as the images are so fast it can't identify the difference. Should you do exact or everything? When it comes to decision on what to select, now we know how it's making the decision. My suggestion is to do the exact duplicates first, then slowly review what it considers as similar duplicates to make sure you're happy. But is it any good? Let's start with the positives, the pros. So obviously the biggest pro is that you don't need to invest in a separate duplicate finder. You can find your duplicates in Apple Photos. Then there is that it keeps the better high quality file. So if you have an HEIC or a RAW photo, it will keep that ahead of a JPEG version. Also, after some testing, because I don't trust these things until I've tested them, if you have one photo in one album and one photo in the other album, when you merge it, the photo that's kept will appear in both albums, so you don't lose all that lovely sorting you've done. Also, it keeps the favorites that you've done, merging those, as well as any keywords. But nothing is perfect, so there are some cons, which for some will mean that the Apple Duplicate Finder is not for them. So clearly, you need to update your Mac to Ventura and your phone to iOS 16. Now, for some, updating your Mac is not a favorite thing to do, as it means some legacy programs that they love will no longer work. But without the update, you're not going to see it. For me, the biggest con is that you can't influence the logic of which photo it decides is best. I know it's merging the photos, but what if the high resolution one has the wrong date? You can't decide which date that you want it to be. Maybe I'm a little bit controlling, but I like to know what decisions I'm making. Also, you can't see the stream of duplicates that it thinks are exact and which it thinks are similar, which I really don't like. I would like to get rid of the exacts first and then slowly review the similar ones afterwards, but it's not perfect, is it? My view. When it comes to finding duplicates, Apple Photos Duplicate Finder is pretty good. And I love that you don't have to invest in a separate program to get rid of your duplicates. But for me, as I can't see the logic and influence it, and I doubt Apple will ever allow me to do it as they like to keep control, I have a bit of a problem. I'm going to use it with caution and continue to use my favorite deduplication program, PhotoSweeper, in combination with what Apple thinks are my duplicates. What are your thoughts on the Apple Photos Duplicate Finder? I would love to hear about them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then why not go ahead with a like, a share, and a subscribe. Have fun rediscovering your memories. I'll see you in my next video.